This restaurant is everything. It's been there before I was born, and it will be there after I die. It has connected people of all backgrounds and cultures, from red beans and rice to jambalaya and gumbo. Dookie Chase is New Orleans cuisine. The restaurant opened in 1941 by my great-grandfather or my great-grandparents. It started off as a bar and sandwich shop, and basically it was a spot where African Americans could go, because at the time it was segregation, so they couldn't go everywhere. And it served a lot of purposes. You know, at times, like I say, they couldn't cash their checks at banks or any other place, so he would cash their checks there at the restaurant. Dookie Chase has had a good bit of people to come through. Going from the most recent, you have President Barack Obama, former President George W. Bush. Musicians, we had people from Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. Ray Charles actually wrote a song about the restaurant, and I think the title is Early Morning Blues.
I went to Dookie Chase to get something to eat. The waiter looked at me and said, "Ray, you sure look beat now."
My great-grandfather opened the restaurant 68 years ago, and my grandmother has been there since 1946. And when she came in at first, she wasn't a cook. She was a hostess or anything. She basically was anything they needed, she filled the position. And then one day, I guess they needed a cook, and from there forth, she just never left. And now she's passing the pots and pans off to me, so I'm ready to step up and be the chef. I became a chef because I always enjoyed being in the kitchen. I don't know if it was just being with family at first, but after a while I just enjoyed cooking and playing with different ingredients and putting the flavor profiles together and just seeing what I can create. It's almost like an artist. You come up with a blank canvas and you get all these different ingredients and put them together, and when it comes out great, it's perfect. I think my brand and my overall, it would go in line with my goal as far as to grow the business and grow myself as a chef. And I always like to go back to my grandmother as inspiration. But if you go around the city and ask anybody about Dookie Chase, the first name that's gonna pop up is Leah Chase, not Dookie Chase. So, and I think she did well creating her brand, and she worked very hard at it. And I think I wanna do the same thing. If you have the dedication and the passion at what you're doing, I think you can create your own name. I think doing this show, it allows me to touch more people than normally just staying in a restaurant would allow me to touch. And anytime where you can get out and prepare dishes and can get more people involved in the food, and where they can go home and prepare dishes and bring that uniting force to their family so they can have a good time, that's something that makes me feel good and probably makes all chefs feel good.